Here we are again with chapter 4 of Genesis, part 2. And we had just said that Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is too great, because he was sent out. He was sent out from the land, and he was a fugitive, and a vagabond shall there be in the earth. What that means is that you are a wanderer. You cannot stay in the Holy Land. You have to wander. It means you're lost. And then it turns around and said, and Cain said unto the Lord, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Now, isn't it something? Here he is crying like a little wimp after he just took his brother out. But he's crying because now he wants somebody to help him. But it says, because thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. That means I don't have any place to stay. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. Oh, so now he's scared that everyone, who's everyone? If there's only Cain and Abel, Cain already killed Abel, so Abel, Adam, and Eve, because there was a lot of other people there called the Gentiles. And he said, they will kill me if they find me. Okay, continue on. Reverend 15.
15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
He set a mark on Cain. That's the mark, 666. Now, what does that really mean? Now, there's nobody going to put a 666 on you, because that means it's obvious that Satan is doing it. And plus, a 666 on your flesh, on your body, in your head, don't mean a thing but a scar in your head. But 666 refers to the sixth seal, the sixth trump, and the sixth vow. When all three of those events happen, Antichrist is here. Now, putting it on your hand or on your forehead does not refer to a tattoo or a mark, really, no. In your head, it means you accept the word of Satan. And on your hands, it means you do his will or do his work. That's what all that means. Don't make it more than what it is. Hit it straight up. If you believe in Satan and do his will, you have 666 on your forehead and on your hand. But if you don't and you reject Satan and hold on to the words of God, that's your 777, the seventh seal, the seventh vial of the seventh plague. The seventh vial, the seventh trump, and the seventh seal. And when those happens, Christ is here, and you'll be transformed in the twinkling of an eye into your glorified body. But let's not go that far right now. Let's continue on.
And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord and dwelled in the land of Nod on the east of Eden.
Okay, the land of Nod is the land east of Israel, going up the hill, the land of the Midianites and all of these other Gentile tribes. So he's a wanderer from here on out. Okay, continue on.
And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch.
Okay, where did he get his wife from? You know, you heard that question 1,000 times. Some people say, well, he married his sister. First of all, Adam don't have any other children yet. The third child is Seth. And then it says he did have other sons and daughters. And then you might ask, well, did they mate with each other? Yes, they had the Hebrew line. Yes, they did. But right now, Cain doesn't have any sisters to mate with. So he's mating with Gentiles. And he has more than one wife. So let's continue on, because his wives got families. And their families have families. Continue on, Mr. Anderson.
And Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he built a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son, Enoch.
Okay, stop. He built a city. He didn't say a town, a hamlet, a neighborhood, or a community. He said he built a city. Where you get the people to build a city from? The Gentiles. Now, don't try to talk around it and trying to say, no, that's not what it is. Yes, you can openly lie to yourself if you want to. He built a city. And he didn't build a city out of Hebrews. He built them out to Gentiles. Okay. No argument. You take it or you don't. But you know your common sense, your godly sense is telling you what it is. Okay, continue on.
And unto Enoch was born Irad. And Irad begot Meshujael. And Meshujael begot Methuselah. And Methuselah begot Lamech.
Okay, all those names that were just read in the line of Cain, these people are called Kenites. 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 Kenites in the Greek refers to offspring of Cain, who were also the offspring of the devil. These people have a mark upon them. But if you notice this, since Satan wants to be Jesus, Satan looks like Jesus. These names you see here, you're going to see in chapter 5 in the line of Adam and Seth, and going through his lineage of the righteous. Why are these the same names? Because he's a deceiver, to get you conflicted with the word. That's why in Genesis 6, God had to flood that known area to get rid of the hybrids. But that's a whole another thing. Okay, continue on.
And Lamech took unto him 2 wives. The name of one was Adah, and the name of the other was Zillah. And Adah bare Jabal. He was the father of such as dwell in tents, and of such have cattle. And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of such as handle the harp and organ. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artifact in brass and iron. And his sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice.
Hold up a second. For some of you who are involved in certain organizations, when you hear the word Tubal-Cain, you know that that's a word well known. And you know he was the master of all sharp objects, which you well know. Why is it that in that organization you calling on the offspring of the devil? That's where the problem comes in. Now, everybody in the organization is not well versed on what they're in and what they're doing, and not well versed on the names that are being used and called upon. But I just wanted to tell you that some of these codes and passwords were not from the ancient temple at all. A lot of these names were chosen in England and some of the Scottish rites, if you know what I'm talking about. Know what you're in, know what you're doing. Pray to the Lord, because you don't build a man. God made a man in his image, and just accept Jesus and you can be all right. Okay, continue on.
And Lamech said unto his wife, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice. Ye wives of Lamech, hearken unto my speech. For I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt.
Okay, stop. This is a Kenite. He slayed a young man to his wounding and to his hurt. This is prophecy of when Jesus was up against Barabbas. And they chose Barabbas, a murderer, over a righteous Jesus. And they slayed him. And it was to their hurt. Because those that were out in the crowd were not hollering the loudest, were not the righteous, but were those offsprings of Cain. Continue on.
If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. And Adam knew his wife again, and she bare a son, and called his name Seth. For God said, She hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, whom Cain slew.
Okay, he appointed me another seed that Cain slew. Now I want you to get prepared to go to 5. Talking about the line of Adam. Cain is not in the line of Adam, because he's not Adam's son. Read on.
And to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enoch. Then began men to call upon the name of the Lord.
Okay. Until Seth had a son, men did not call on the name of the Lord. Most of the time, people could actually see and talk to the Lord. But then they had to start calling on the Lord. Why? Because sin has started coming in. And God doesn't just come to anybody in sin. But next time, we're going to prepare to go into chapter 5 and talk about the lineage of Adam. And Cain is not Adam's son. I know I'm controversial. You might not like it. It's all right. The truth will set you free. Don't believe me? Check out everything. Check the materials. Check the libraries. Check the encyclopedias. You'll find out the word is what the word is, and you can't change the word. Thank God for you. Read and continue on. Amen. Okay, bye-bye.